Hi, everybody. Hey, I had a choice of between going up and putting on some jewelry and some makeup and doing this video or sitting here with this little rescued baby squirrel that I have and letting him take a nap. So I decided to stay here. You get the real me covered with dog hair and squirrel hair and fleas. And I wanted to talk to you about something today that I feel is so foundational and so important for our success as women. And so the first thing is just to acknowledge, we're really hard on ourselves, right? Would you agree with that? Um, I'd say we're probably harder on ourselves than most of the people around us. The thing I've noticed is that we're often the first to criticize ourselves if we go off a plan that we've set up for ourselves, like an eating plan, making and abandoning plans for exercising or, meditating, whatever it is. We blame ourselves for not being perfect, not having enough willpower or discipline or motivation to stick to a plan. So even though we know our hormones are out of whack, we need to lose weight, our brains aren't functioning right, it's this constant push-pull of, yes, I want to change, and, keeping it up for maybe a few days or weeks, and then somehow finding yourself back where you started and feeling like you have to start all over again and wondering what happened. So, it's like, what's going on here? I see this story over and over again. I've gone through it a zillion times. Are we really that flawed? I mean, my experience is no, we're not flawed or fatally undisciplined. We've simply been given the wrong information on how to create new habits that serve us, that serve the kind of health and energy that we want to have. So I know this because of the changes that I've attempted to make and succeeded in making in my own life. I know that the difference between the old way and the new way, and I can see that also in my clients and the successes that they've had. And now I find out there's this actual behavioral science behind the experience of success that I've been having. And so I want to explain the reason why most of us fail. And the first thing is we really bite off too big a chunk to start. So, we rev up our motivation. We say, okay, this is it. I'm finally going to do this once and for all, because that's what we've been taught. You need to be motivated, right? And a very common example of this is exercise, right? So you just make this decision. I'm going to work out. I'm going to lose weight. I want to feel great in my body again if it kills me. So, buy a pair of new shoes, sign up for the gym, you pay your membership, you go once or twice. But of course, then you're so sore because you've been killing it, right? And so you don't go back for a week and then maybe two. Eventually you haven't gone back at all, but you're still paying the membership for another 6 months or so, right? You're paying and feeling guiltier and guiltier every month. You're in some kind of sort of purgatory state because you can't let go of the commitment you promised, right? You said, I'm going to do this come hell or high water. But you have this ultra negative emotional experience. First of all, the pain that you experience because you killed it the first week you were there. And then the failure that you're feeling and the guilt that you're feeling, extremely negative emotions. So this is the kind of vicious circle that I want to help you stop. It's actually really not your fault. Everyone is doing this way. It's not working. So much energy is being spent on an endeavor which scientifically can actually not work, right? It's not going to work. I don't know how else to say it. The reason that you're doomed to fail is the way things are set up. First of all, setting a goal that's way too big is deadly because it doesn't give you a chance to build up your habit muscle and have the experience of it being doable, right? It's impossible from the beginning. And so you've basically set yourself up for a fall. And then second of all, when you have this negative emotional experience associated with the very habit you want to create, there's actually no way you are going to succeed or follow through on it because your brain is more powerful and it's like, nope, this is scary. This is, bad. And so I'm not going to let you do this. And it's not self-sabotage. We always talk about self-sabotage as if we have some kind of choice in that. It's not accurate. It's not really what it is. What it is your brain trying to protect you from something that feels scary and bad. So you can see in this cycle, the way that we constantly set ourselves up, big goal, rev up the motivation, and then we, fail, and then we associate failure and pain and guilt and all these kind of things with the habit. And so then our brain is like, don't go there. That's a bad place to go. And we just repeat that cycle over and over again and wonder what's wrong with us. So I hope this gives you some relief, because you should see from this, truly, this is not because you're undisciplined, lack willpower or motivation. It's because of the way we're wired. It's just, habit change does not work this way, period. So there is a solution. Yes, there actually is one. It all starts with breaking the habit down, breaking this habit that you want to create down into its smallest chunks possible, and then making it as easy to follow through on as possible. So for example, if you wanted to go out for a walk every morning, you would make sure that you set up the habit attached to some event that happened in the morning. As soon after I have my coffee, I will put on my walking shoes, and so then you make sure your walking shoes are nearby. You make sure that once you have your walking shoes on, they're probably going to go for a walk, but that's the tiniest chunk of the habit you can do. So just as one example, right? And then you put on your walking shoes and you're like, you're awesome. You have some kind of positive emotion and affirmation associated with the fact that you did that, even if that's all you do. So this is just a tiny taste, a tiny tidbit of the kinds of ways you can set up these habits to work. If you're sitting there going, that's never going to work, well, just hold your pants on, because there is behavioral science to back this up. I got a chance to interview one of the experts in this method, Linda Fogg Phillips. Her brother, BJ Fogg, is a behavioral scientist at Stanford. And the two of them have been working together now for the last decade to training thousands of people in what they call the Tiny Habits method. And she's my keynote speaker on the new Healthy Habit Change Summit. So it will be impossible. I've just given you the tiniest little taste, but it's very intuitive. It's very simple. It actually works. I've been trying it now for the last few weeks, and it's amazing. So it would be impossible for me to cover it all here, but I want you to have access to my interview with her. It's free. All you need to do is register for the Healthy Habit Change Summit. And that's at the link in this email. So go ahead and check out that link in that email. It's embodiedwomen.com/healthy-habits. And you can go and register. You get it for free. And then there's a whole lot of other interviews that are going to be in there for free. So you can really practice habits that are recommended by women's health experts. And we're going to break them down together into these tiny habits to make it easy for you to finally stick to some of these changes you've attempted over the years, but never felt like they would actually become just automatic, right? So I hope that I've put to rest a lot of the ideas on why you are failing, and all this nonsense around self-sabotage and stuff like that. We could talk forever about that, but I hope you really understand that there is a way out of this. There's a way to develop your confidence and get the results you want at the same time. And so join me, and we're going to have a great time over the next 6 weeks while we take this slowly and easily and with a lot of fun. All right. So I'm signing off for now. Me and the squirrel are signing off for now. And talk to you again soon.